Okay, let's take a look at your project. Your project is going to be relatively easy. You don't have to do everything in here. And remember, you don't have to memorize everything we've written in this course. You can always just Google it too. So if you're like, oh, I know what an H1 is, but I don't remember exactly how to make a link, that's fine. You could Google it. You type into Google, HTML link tutorial, and you're going to find hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of pages that are going to show you exactly how to add a link. So remember, you don't need to actually remember all of this. All you need to know is how to find the answer. And that's honestly about 50% of any job as a web developer these days, is just knowing how to find the answers, not memorizing them, but being able to find the answers. So moving on to the project here, what I would like you to do is I would like you to create a new .html file. Then I would like you to create a header, so like an H1, subheader about like what you do, what you want to get into, anything like that. Add an image, and lastly, add a link to your Twitter, Insta, Facebook. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you have at least one link. So let's do this. Create a 2.1. This would be a good time for a nested ordered list, by the way. 2.2. All right, so I just formatted that a little nicer just so that we could all read it together. So create a new HTML file. Make sure you've got a header in there, put your name in there, a subheader like your title, your work description, favorite hobby, anything like that. Add an image of anything. I would say add an image of yourself. It's totally safe because it's just going to be on your computer. But if you would rather share your project with an image of something else, that's totally okay too. You can always go to unsplash.com and get a free image. Lastly, add a link to either your Twitter, your Instagram, or your Facebook, or just add a link to Google or something. The important part here is that you're going to add a link. So go ahead and give that a shot. If you ever get stuck, don't forget you can reference the other videos, or you can continue watching this video and I'll show you exactly how I do it. But I would like you to pause this video here and give this project a shot. Don't forget to share your project down below on this platform, if this platform offers that kind of feature. Otherwise, you can always share your progress with the Learning to Code Facebook group. So pause your video here. I'm going to give this about 5 seconds and then I'm going to resume playing and I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Okay, so I'm going to create this project. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So first things first, new file. And I just did Command N, or you could go to File, New File. Save that. I'm going to save this to my desktop and I'm going to call this caleb.html because this is my portfolio page. This is what I want to do. I need that HTML5 stuff in here. So I don't need the meta. We didn't talk about that. That's a little more advanced. And I don't need lang is equal to English. Again, that's a little more advanced. We don't need to worry about that. I'm going to change the title to Caleb's page. And what did I need to add in here? I needed to add a header that's 2.1 in this list. So a header H1. I'm going to put my name in here, Caleb Tallien. H2, I needed a subheader. So let's put something smaller in here, like an H3. Senior developer. And I am a premium coding instructor. That's my role in life. The role I have given myself. 2.3, add an image. Okay. So I already know that I have one image in here. It's not an image of me, but it is an image. And this is from a previous lesson. So I can do image src is equal to Caleb's image.jpg. And that's just in the same folder as this file. All of this lives on my desktop. It's in the same folder. Alt, Caleb Tallien. And I want to give this a width, so it's not huge, of, I don't know, like 400. Lastly, I need a paragraph, right? No. I needed a link. But also I'm going to add a paragraph anyways. I don't really want to write a whole paragraph, so I'm going to throw some lorem in here. And then I needed a link to, let's say, Twitter. So this link could just be an anchor tag. href is equal to https twitter.com/Caleb Caleb Tallene. You can also find me on Instagram if that's your jam. And let's put at Caleb Tallene. And that's all there is to it. So I can go back to my browser and I can go File, Open File, and open up caleb.html. Let's hope I don't have any typos in there because that's going to be a little bit embarrassing. And boom, there is my HTML page. I've got an H1, I've got an H3 for my subtitle, I've got an image, and I have some lorem text in there. I just sort of threw that in willy-nilly at the last minute there, and a link to my Twitter, which brings me right to Twitter. And that's all there is to it. So I went pretty fast there, and I did that on purpose so that you'd have to pause and you might have to think a little bit harder. I want you to really work at something like this. But when you're done, please share your progress down below. Lastly, thank you so much for taking the time to take this course. I hope you learned something great and fun and new. And if you ever want to check out any of my other courses, just hit the link to my profile on this platform. You can see all of my courses are available here as well, including what to learn next, such as more advanced HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, PHP, a bunch of projects in between, all sorts of stuff. Thanks again for taking this course, and I hope to see you in another one.